I need my fellow women to stand up and be counted as well. And I get sad whenever a woman comes to me and says, oh, but we don't want to be there because we're part of a quota. Well, I'm sorry, I want women to be there in the first instance. If that's the only way they're going to get there, by quota, let them then prove that they are not only as good as, but can be better than some of the blokes who are there. And let's make sure that we then start to represent Australia as it is. Let's not also make it a case that Parliament is the least family-friendly, unrepresentative, hopeless place that it is, because at least, 4 hours a day are spent on rubbish, just screaming matches between the boys. Now, if we did away with question time, as it currently is formulated, and the matter for public importance, which is a further rubbish debate where the opposition of the day throws in some stupid line like the government of the day is killing off old people or whatever, you have another 2 hours of rubbish screaming. Do away with all of that.
Question time as well, you think?
Yep.
That would be a radical change.
Well, we need women in the place who will say enough of time wasting. The public is over it. They look at Parliament, they see it as time wasting, totally confrontorial, men versus men screaming at each other, see who can get thrown out the quickest. If we had Parliament which was serious, genuine debate, bipartisan when it needed to be, issues like mine, 25% youth unemployment in my electorate, out there, top of the list for the day. Not rubbish question time where half the questions are Dorothy Dix's, the same questions asked over and over. We all do our emails. Women who look at that say, I don't want to be part of that. Men who look at it say, this is a waste of my taxpayer money. If that's what Parliament's up to, I'm over it.
You've said women need to take some leadership in this, but what about senior men in the party? Shouldn't they be taking a leadership role, and shouldn't there be seen to be more of an opportunity for women to get cabinet positions as well?
Well, absolutely. And every time I look at our front bench in the House of Reps, I feel deeply saddened. Two women, two brilliant women, of course, Julie Bishop and Susan Lee, but just two women. And I look around at the women around me on the backbench, and I can see women who've had years, for example, as councillors on the Brisbane City Council, women who have had an extraordinary corporate life before they came into politics, women who've managed to raise their families, look after a spouse, get in there, also become members of Parliament. They're extraordinary in what they can do. But we're not populating the front bench where you can make the ultimate difference. Now, that's not good enough for Australia, not good enough for our party. And if we don't change it sometime very soon, we'll have even a further contraction of the number of women in Parliament.
So just finally and briefly, Sharman Stone, what needs to happen in this regard before the next federal election next year?
Well, state by state, because this is a federal system, the Liberal Party, we've got to agree that our pre-selections will be different. We'll require equal numbers of men and women in each pre-selection contest. We will not have a contest until there are women standing there beside the men going for pre-selection. We will make sure they're there in the winnable seats as well as the ultra dead red not winnable seats. And we will encourage younger women by saying, hey, we're going to have family-friendly parliamentarian time. We're going to also do away with a lot of the rubbish which a lot of the boys now enjoy in Parliament, it would seem, but do nothing for the public in terms of their respect for Parliament, in the sense of them seeing we're really serious about what we do. A lot of members of the public now say, a pox on all your houses. You're just kids playing. No, we're not. We want to be women as well as men leading the greatest democracy on earth.
Let's see if there is any change over the next few months. Sharman Stone, thanks for coming in.
Thank you very much, Francine.